So the gentleman that owned the comic store, he passed away. He loved it. This was a comic. His wife did the donuts, and he did love his store very much. But he had heart surgery, and during COVID, they had new defibrillators, and they did not make the new defibrillator for somebody who had already had heart surgery, so it cracked his chest open, and he died at 49 years old, playing volleyball across the street. So after the gentleman passed away, his wife did not want to continue the store, so she ended up wanting to sell everything, the contents, everything. I heard about it. It was not even on the market yet to rent, and I was looking for a space, so I immediately put a bid in, and I got the bid out of 7 people, and I think within 2 months we were in here and we started an antique store.
So before the hub came about, there was actually a bank in its place called the People's State Bank, which was erected in 1910. It was built out of southern Indiana limestone, which, if you didn't know, typically a lot of the time hauntings revolve around limestone.
Historical Society across the street, which they had the museum, and I tried to get some street layouts. And I believe this is where I believe it was the Continental Hotel, or it's called something hotel, was sitting right here.
Now, this building was originally a hotel. It was called the Commercial Hotel. There's very little information about this hotel online. The only thing that we were able to find was a picture from 1908 that had horse carriages outside of the building. Now, this is very interesting because the town was quite popular for horse racing back in the day.
The hotel was built back in the mid-1800s, and then there was a fire, which usually happens that time period. Lots of fires happen, but they were able to save the foundation and basement section of the hotel, and then they built this bank on top of the existing foundation.
Hi, my name's Sam. I've been working here for a little while. I definitely think there's some kind of, energies here. I felt it like the first time I ever came into the building. It doesn't feel like a malevolent energy. It's just kind of there. But you definitely do feel like things are watching you, like while you're working, because we tend to work, one person on a shift at a time. So you'll just be sitting there and feeling like there's eyes on the back of your neck, kinda. I know that some other employees that work here have had experiences of hearing their name whispered, like from behind them or from other parts of the store.
One evening, and it was early October, if you can look above here, there you can see windows up here. This entire area was full of pumpkins, vintage pumpkin blow molds, and dolls. So I decided to take a short video. I took a video over here, and I panned up over here, and I was not looking for any type of ghost noises or anything like that. I just was just filming so I could make a reel and put it up on our page. And so as I rewinded the video, I heard what I thought was
I was working here late, and usually when you're looking up here from downstairs, there's ambient light, so you can still make out things. But for some reason that day or that night, it was completely black. I'm like, I can't even see the shelving or anything like that where you normally see. So I got a weird feeling. So I feel like I was like a little kid. I ran up here and hit the switches real quick. So although I was working downstairs, I wanted this all lit up. The whole time I was working, nothing was going on, everything was fine. And then I'm like, well, it's time to leave. So right before I, came up here to turn off the lights, I kind of looked upstairs. I'm like, even when it's bright up there, I got a funny feeling. So I came up here and I turned off the switches. And as soon as I turned off the switches, it literally felt like something was behind me. So I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I went down the stairs, walked right out, locked the door. And I usually, that day I was parked in the back parking lot. So I was walking by and I looked up, I'm like, oh, it looks normal. I can see the ambient lights and everything looks normal now. And it was that window right there, I seen a shadow go across the window like this. I didn't have a bowel movement or anything, but I just, got out of here real quick, so.
Earlier, I don't know, I don't think anyone else was up here, and I shut the light off, and as I did that, I looked back, I saw this black figure standing, and then I looked again and it was gone.
I mean, other things have happened, like stuff flew, like the vase flew off the shelf when I was working.
I definitely think my least favorite place is the basement. Just as a weird vibe. It doesn't feel right.
Downstairs in what we call the dungeon, that's where the old original boiler is. There's an ashtray and a pair of glasses, which nobody touches. And once in a while when you're down there, you smell some cigarette smell.
And I just kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I fell asleep and I woke up because I was in a lot of pain. And as I woke up, I smelt a very heavy cigarette smell, like if somebody was smoking over here.
In here, it feels like choking, so can't really breathe, like something is blocking my airway.
Do you think someone, maybe got choked down here,
Or had some sort of illness with their lungs, maybe.
So I was at this location for 2 nights. The first night was a week ago before this second night, and we didn't really receive a whole lot of activity. It was pretty quiet. And for most of this second night, it was just dead. Like, we tried an Estes session, we tried multiple EVPs, we even set up an SLS and captured nothing. It was like, dude, what the hell's going on here? So it was kind of like a last resort kind of thing. I mentioned to Tara and Mike, I was like, hey, I got this idea. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll just hit the dusty trail. So I had the idea to just do an old school seance.
It's the same sort of feeling as upstairs, just sad. I've never been in a place that made me so miserable before. Typically a very joyful, happy person, and I don't want to be here.
All right, so we're gonna try something. That's the first time that's really been touched tonight.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Now it's silent. So we're going to start a seance, just a traditional seance, if you will. I don't know if there's any specific rules or regulations to how you go about one, but Tara's gonna take charge of that. But so what we got here is we're down in the basement. This is directly across, right by where this band had some sort of...
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Just
much.
stop for a moment.
Can you let it go? Thank you.
So anyways, this is where some band played here, some Satanic-esque band, and performed some performance or ritual, and there was like this stain that got left right down in here.
So when we before we went into the building, we wanted to come down here and took the tour with the landlord. And this area down here was rented by some band members. Had all kinds of satanic paintings. Over in that area over there, he had his easel with all his paints, right to all his paintings. And right here is where the drum set was. So we don't know what they did or what kind of ritual they did, but we would scrub before we opened. We got an industrial floor scrubber and scrubbed it. It would disappear for a week, and then we'd come back. And we'd clean it again, and we'd come back.
Also, we have what is this?
I don't even know what kind of stone it is.
Can you stop? Thank you. I feel like they know what's going on. So we have this black stone, and then we have 2 candles, which I'm about to light. Thank you. We're trying to perform this, so can you calm down for a second? Thank you. Can you beep it twice for us? Guess I'll take that too. Alright, cut it for a second so I can finish what I'm saying. Okay, thank you.
After they told us about the weird satanic band, satanic ritual stuff that was apparently performed down in the basement, it just really started to feel odd. You know, a week ago we were down in the same spot and they just didn't mention it. And, you know, I didn't really feel a whole lot. I mean, like, the basement is creepy. Most basements are creepy. But after they told us that, I just got this odd feeling like something was off.
Now, anytime that I go on an investigation with Tommy, he tends to like to make me go through the location without any knowledge and just see what I pick up. Now, there's one spot in particular in the basement where I had actually stopped, and I went back there a couple of times before I said anything. And I just said, you know, this spot in the basement feels really weird. It feels really gross. They ended up pulling the carpet to show us exactly where this stain was, and it was exactly the spot that I kept going to and saying, this spot feels gross.
We also have some original items that were left in this basement, and the owners have no clue how long this has been down here, but it is a pair of just glasses.
Looks like reading glasses.
Yeah, reading glasses, which have been down. They have never been touched, both of these items, since they've been here. And then this, just one cigarette with some ash left into it. And they claim to smell cigarette smoke down here, and clearly no one's smoking down here. So I found that really odd. When we grabbed these, there's literally cobwebs attached to them. That's how long it's been since they've been touched or removed. So I'm going to light these candles to initiate the seance. I'm also going to do an EVP recording while doing this. So I'm going to start this now. Can you stop? Thank you. So I'm going to start these candles up. Alright. Can you stop so we can start, please? Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, feet flat on the ground. And hands on the table.
Just try not to bump it, because that will... Alright.
Okay. If there are any spirits here with us, please make yourself known.
Could you maybe blow out one of these candles for us? I don't know if you can notice it, but that candle is flickering. Can you blow out that candle?
One of the first strange things that occurred during this seance was when the Bluetooth speaker just randomly shut off. And it was one of those things that has definitely never happened before, but also it just doesn't turn off. Like, it has to physically die for that to make that sound and shut off. So the fact that that happened was rather strange.
That was my Bluetooth speaker that just shut off.
Yep.
That's... what?
If that was you, could you touch the REM pod, please?
That was instant. Who are we communicating with? Could you tell us, please?
Who did these glasses belong to?
Or the cigarette? Who did they belong to? Can you give us a name, please?
We were asking a lot of personal questions throughout this whole seance investigation, if you will. And we were asking questions like, who did these glasses belong to? What was your name? You know, just really personal questions. And I really feel like they didn't want to answer that. And when we did receive some of the evidence that we did, it was just kind of random at some points. And it was just one of those things where it's like, we're not going to answer these questions when you want us to. We're going to answer them when we want to.
Whoever's with us, is this someone that we should be afraid of?
If yes, stop touching the REM pod.
Is this someone that's not human? Or never was human? That was 3. Which usually the 3 is the, you know, mocking the Holy Trinity. Now it's touching with the temperature.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Are you mocking the Holy Trinity? That's going into red. That's wild.
Can you talk right here into this silver device? Can you tell us what you are?
Now the mailroom was going absolutely crazy, and at one point it had actually beeped 3 times, which Tommy had noted may be the mocking of the Holy Trinity, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now after Tommy asked, is this spirit non-human? The mailroom went completely to the red and went completely berserk. Now what's really interesting about this is there were potential satanic rituals that may have taken place in the basement, and we're starting to wonder, is there something darker here?
If you have enough energy to touch that, you have enough energy to speak as well. Should I play back the recording?
Yes, let's play it back and see what happens.
So we received the EVP, and it sounds a lot like my name. And it did at the time as well. But after further analysis through post-production, it really sounds like my name. Now granted, a week before we were just in the building investigating, and so I really feel like the spirits inside that building remembered me.
Thank you. So I'm going to start these candles up. Start these candles up.
Is that one of us?
Candles up. Alright. Can you stop so we can start, please? Okay. Whoa.
That said yes, Tommy.
Wait. Alright. Can you stop so we can start, please? Okay. I thought it says I'm not stopping.
Oh, maybe.
Alright. Can you stop so we can start, please?
Now what's very interesting about EVPs is that spirits tend to hide their voices behind other noises such as white noise or a fan in the background, etc. And we often find that behind this noise there are voices, and at one point we do hear a spirit say, "I'm not stopping."
If you listen, it's a lot of the... I'm going to come back over here. A lot of the times when they do these, they kind of like hide behind noise. So a lot of it's like behind like some like a fan running or like someone talking. So in this instance, it's hiding behind the sound of that, and it's someone's, and it says, "I'm not stopping."
Now, at one point, we got a very strange EVP. Tommy and I hear, "I am Legion." Now, if you think back to the history of this place and the potential satanic rituals that happened here, we're wondering if this spirit is something darker. And you can see that discomfort on our face, but we also felt the discomfort from the owners.
That's wild. Can you talk right here under this silver device? Can you tell us what you are? What was that?
Something.
Right? That's wild. Can you talk right here under this silver device? Can you tell us what you are? What's what you are?
I think I know what you heard.
What did you hear?
Do I need to get the headphones?
Does it start with an L? What did you think?
I thought it said demon.
No, I thought it said, "I am Legion."
So this one we didn't actually notice whatsoever in real time. This was something, once again, that I noticed in post-production. I was just beginning to sit down and you hear this disembodied voice come through, and it's rather loud. And I don't believe it was anyone else in the room. It just has that distinct sound to it. I could be wrong, but overall I think this is a genuine disembodied voice that we captured.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
heard a whisper, but I didn't hear it.
It's hard to make out.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I heard a
sure.
whisper, but I didn't hear it.
It's hard to make out.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
heard a whisper, but I didn't hear it.
It's hard to make out. I'm gonna try another EVP. Do you have any more questions you want to ask, Mike?
Fire it up. Okay. You did not like the Holy Trinity, it seemed like. Is that the case? Can you confirm that? If you do not like the Holy Trinity, please set off the REM pod.
This piece of evidence was probably my favorite from the whole entire night. This one was quite interesting because if you didn't know, there actually was a draft office that used to be in this building. It was during the Vietnam era.
So immediately when I come up here, I just feel sad and anxious. And it's kind of the whole room, but the deeper that you get in that direction, the worse it gets.
What direction do you mean?
That direction.
This back corner over here?
Would you like to know why you feel sadness? Okay. In this corner of the building, what you didn't know is during the Vietnam War, when you were drafted, this was the draft office. You would come here and be sent off to Vietnam. So having sadness from this area makes perfect sense.
Now, I don't know if this EVP stating that someone shot me is referring to maybe someone at war or what, but I find that really, really interesting that someone said this. Now, it could be anyone at any point in time that was maybe a part of this building, down in this basement. We received no further responses when asked, who got shot down here? Who was it? And once again, a personal question, and they just didn't answer.
Okay. You did not like the Holy Trinity, it seemed like. Is that the case? Can you confirm that? If you do not like the Holy Trinity, please set off the REM pod. What was that whisper behind that?
No, I heard
Is
that.
that the case? Can you confirm that? If you do not like the Holy Trinity, please set off the REM pod.
Someone shot me?
Can you confirm that? If you do not like the Holy Trinity, please set off the REM pod.
Someone shot me.
Shot me. Is that the case? Can you confirm that? If you do not like the Holy Trinity, please set off the REM pod.
Use our energy through our bodies into this table to communicate. It's an open doorway right now. Are you going to cause any more problems or anything else for the owners here? Is there something that you're upset about? Thank you. Can you stop? Thank you.
So this one was rather funny because this actually happened to me at another location, actually with Tara, last year, I believe. We were asking a question regarding to the owner, and the owner was selling a building, and we were asking if they were upset that they were selling and leaving, and we got a direct response into the red with the mail rim.
You do know that they're selling the castle. It's for sale. And they're probably going to get a new owner. How do you feel about that? Does that upset you? Oh, what the... Right when I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you stop?
And the same exact thing happened when we were asking if the owners here were bothering them or something, inside the building was upsetting these spirits. And it was just a drastic, straight into red response, heavy response. And I think they got their point across.
I'm gonna go upstairs. I got a Russian World War II uniform upstairs.
You have a what?
Russian World War II uniform.
Really?
Where's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at?
Folded up in a bag. Somebody was gonna buy it. Shoot, wait, let me go get it.
Russian World War II uniform might be something Dako would want.
Yeah. He loves the Soviets.
He loves the Soviet stuff.
What the heck? That was someone yelling.
Yep.
Why are you screaming?
I was so excited when I finally found this in post-production because I wasn't quite sure. At the time, I saw it like in the corner of my eye and it was like, I swear to God, dude, that camera like moved slightly. And everyone was like, oh, that's great. But I just wasn't sure if it actually happened.
No way.
What?
I don't know if those were my eyes. I thought
What'd you see?
I'll have to check back the footage. It looked like something moved the camera. The night
Really?
vision, it moved. It might have been the way I just looked up, but I could have sworn it was like moved.
And lo and behold, after going through it, you can slightly see the camera get moved. And it's slightly, but it's there. And this one, I have no idea, because at the time, everyone in the shot you can see, because it was only recording from the night vision camera. And I believe Jennifer was upstairs. It was on a tripod. So no one was moving around, and there was no big, huge bang or loud noise. So I don't know what would have caused the camera to move. Again, I'm not saying this is paranormal activity, but it is rather strange.
What the heck? That was someone yelling.
Yep.
Why are you screaming?
So for any paranormal investigator, you know that if a spirit is continuously touching a melorem and you ask them to stop and you threaten to turn it off and then they continue and then you turn it off, typically they'll start to touch another device. In this case, they decided to touch me. And at some point, I was just absolutely freezing. And when asked, "Are you touching Tara?" very clearly the portal states, "I did."
I'm gonna turn that off. Stop.
If you don't stop,
Thank you. No, come on. He said to let it go. So step back from it and let it go.
I'm gonna turn it off. I think I'm playing around. Don't listen. I'll shut it off. How about that? Now you can't touch it.
I'm freezing.
You are? Is someone sitting where you're at?
Yeah, they're touching me.
Are you touching Tara? Are you touching her? Yes, I did. Is that what it said?
I couldn't make it out.
Are you touching Tara right now?
Get away from me, please.
So you know me, I don't really feel a whole lot at locations. It takes a lot. I have been affected a few times before, or get this weird feeling where I can sense like the energy in the room, and I wasn't really feeling it the first time I was there, and really the second time until this moment happened. I just felt this overwhelming sensation fill up my lungs where I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Turn around.
Turn around.
There are some sensors.
Where are you at? Why are you making it feel like I can't breathe?
It really didn't start happening until I was screwing around with those glasses, and there was the cigarette with the ashtray, so obviously that was indicating someone used to be a smoker there. So I don't know if this was the feeling of like someone having breathing problems or if they were just screwing with me in general, but it wasn't pleasant and I felt very uncomfortable.
It's hard to breathe down here all of a sudden.
Is it?
Tight chest. It's weird.
I felt right there. Because of those probably glasses.
Are you upset that Tommy put these glasses on?
Did that not sound like it's a Tommy?
Did I do something bad that upset you?
Hey, if you are messing with his chest, stop it. You do not have permission to mess with any of us physically, at all. Alright, we were here to be nice to you and communicate with you. You are not ever allowed.
I've been to many haunted locations, so many that I can't even count, and I have never felt so gross walking into a location. I was miserable, I was sad, I didn't want to be there. I was at the point of being like, Tommy, can we please leave? And it continued from room to room. Some rooms felt worse than others, but the entire place just felt bad. And that feeling really didn't go away pretty well the whole time that we were there.
Overall, this location is a very unique location. They have all sorts of great stuff everywhere in the store. They have antiques, clothes, creepy dolls, aliens, all kinds of weird stuff. And you can feel the history in the building when you walk in. Right when you walk in, you're like, this used to be a bank. That's what I felt when I immediately walked in. And, after being there for 2 nights, the first time we didn't really get a whole lot. But this second night, when we did that seance, shit just really hit the fan. And I called it. I was like, hey, why don't we try a seance? And if nothing happens, we'll leave. And I just had this intuition that something's going to happen. And sure enough, and I guess sometimes that's what it takes. It's something simple like an old school seance to really, drive the energy up and get the spirits to come alive. And I thoroughly enjoyed this investigation. And would I come back here? I guess I would.
She's been worshiping the devil. Who knows for just how long, but now that she's worshiping the devil.